I started teaching on Maven about 6 months ago. And teaching was always on the cards. Like even as far back as 10, 12 years ago, I thought, oh, someday I might do some part-time teaching, mainly because I was a TA in grad school when I moved here to the US. And I loved the TA stuff. I realized actually there's something like fun about it for me. So I knew I wanted to do it. But at the time, I thought, oh, I'll like maybe apply for a lecturer role at UC Berkeley is close to where I live, or UC Davis, or maybe Stanford is a little bit of a drive, but it might be okay. So that was the idea. But then obviously, I realized that like there is a lot more impact and scale and reach one can have if one is kind of going through the new means of teaching, which is online and going direct to students, because you can have a high degree of control. So that's kind of sometime last year, I decided I had the space to start actually thinking about, okay, let me launch my first course. I teach now a PM career management course. But the reason I started with that course is a few things. One is over the years, I was often the person that somebody in my network would call with a career crisis or a career emergency. I don't know how that happened, but that's just how it ended up being, that I would get sometimes these kind of panic texts like, Shreyas, can we talk? And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And they'd say, oh, I have been job hunting, as you know. I have these 3 offers and I need to decide on them by the end of this week. And I don't know what to do. Okay. So now, mind you, many of them were from people I would consider to be among the best product people in the world, proven success, impact, all of that, right? So I would get on a call with, say, a friend or a former colleague. They would ask me like, okay, so like I have these 3 offers. So what should I do? Which one should I pick? Or which one would you pick? And so I would have to ask them to pause and say, hey, first of all, like, the question of which one would you pick is the wrong question, because I'm not the one making the decision. You're the one making the decision. But secondly, we can't decide which of these 3 awesome offers is the right one for you to pick. First, we need to understand what it is that you're trying to do. And like they had no idea. What do you mean? What am I trying to do? So then I came up with, and this is over a long period of time, 10, 15 years, I came up with the certain questions that I would ask. That I don't want to hear about the specific offers. First, I want to ask you this question and this question. The point is, at the end of that conversation, they said, wow, okay, it was a half an hour conversation, but it gave me a lot more clarity on what I need to do and how I need to approach these offers. And while initially these 3 offers seemed equivalent, I now understand that actually one of them is the ideal fit for what I'm trying to do. This happened over and over again, right? So what I realized is that while these are world-class folks, like they're exceptional at the PM craft and PM leadership and other things, oftentimes as PMs, we find it difficult to manage our own careers. And if you think about it, your own career is your most important product, right? Because it's the basis for all the other products you'll create. And it was not just about job searches and job decisions. A second example is people who are just like following the one path, which is like, okay, there is a ladder, this is the level I'm at, and this is the next level I want to be at. Again, like great at the product craft. But in many cases, I observed over the years, whether they were on my team or they were peers, that they ended up being very unhappy. What I realized is, especially people who are kind of like advanced in their career, don't have ways to figure a lot of these things out. What kind of path should I take? Should I go for the next level? Should I go to a startup? Should I take on more scope? Another aspect I saw was that people did not know how to work with their manager, how to manage up, how to create the right perception within the company, how to plan for their promotion. And then that caused a lot of frustration as well. So in this course, like I decided to put together everything that I had learned. And a lot of it is driven by even mistakes I made that I don't want others to make, mistakes I made in my career. And so this course covers the end-to-end of one's career. And what I wanted to do was to give senior PMs and PM leaders, as well as kind of other design eng leaders, a way of thinking about their career and every step and decision in their career a lot more systematically in a way that's authentic. And it's kind of includes things that basically are not shared like anywhere. So I thought I'd just put this together in a weekend course. So it happens over 2 days. It's very intense. But yeah, that's how I decided to do this course. And it's been fun.